16 for the final week, week number 8, and it's time to pass it to our next chapter of storytellers as we head over to the commentary team. It's going to be game number 85. Let's head over to Lee and the mysterious guest. Ooh.
Yes, thank you very much, and here we go. It is the final week of Phase 2. This is where everything is decided. I'm Lee Demon Smith, and joining me this week, and in a rotational capacity, is Frost.
Hey, what's up?
It's like you've just been on the desk and now here you are casting. It's going to be great. Yes,
it's going to be awesome.
It does mean that Pansy and Richard Sims, they couldn't be asked really to show up for this week, so they took a week off, you know. Lauren's sunning herself down in Valencia, casting some sort of female tournament, and for CSGO that is, by the way. And Rich just like, I love Leeds. I'm going to stay in Leeds. So he stayed at home. So yes, I am in because I was always planning to be here, boys. Don't worry. But this, we cannot get past the fact. I want to carry on what you guys just said on the desk.
Yeah.
You believe Vitality can do it this weekend? That is a big task.
Well, they got to show us right now, right?
I mean, I was just talking to Scoom as well and talking about, you know, you've left it a little late. It's now or never. And while we were talking about, obviously, the chase for 5th place between... Okay, we'll get to that in a second. We're talking about the chase to 5th place. Obviously, everyone chasing TSM down. That's like a 30-point gap. For Reciprocity to get out there is also, what, a 30-point gap, 35-point gap, I believe it is.
Definitely, and it's going to be rough for them because looking at the average points of Reciprocity, they're having about a 50-point week, more or less. Now, they need to have 30 points more than the other teams to catch up as well. And that is the big problem. You can't just say, all right, they need this many points and they'll pass them. No, you got to look at the other teams as well, how they are performing and how many points they are getting.
Yeah, it's not going to be such an easy task. That's Porto Paraiso. I mean, it's a long way out. It is currently the home for Razor Edge. They did go with the adjusted strategy. Obviously, it was a fairly southern plane route, which means Razor Edge down here. The team they're the only team that broke into the top 5 outside of TSM. Other than that, it has been a steady top 5 throughout the entirety, which actually kind of surprises me a little bit, just how consistent those boys have been at the top.
So I looked at the points, and the top 4 teams are averaging 88 to 86 points, more or less. No, 85. So there's a 3-point gap between them every week, more or less. Now, if you go down to 5th place, which is TSM, they're on 71, which means there's a big gap of almost, well, 10-something points.
Yeah, it's a big old drop off of the consistency, and you know it's I guess a credit to TSM and a credit to Yannick. Obviously, that was a big flaw in TSM in Phase 1 was the consistency. It's definitely been solved. They haven't had that many wins. They've had 2 wins, which is incredible. 2 wins is all they've had, and the entirety of the phase with, what, 84 games, which is absolutely bonkers. The Knights, obviously, alongside them, CrowCrowd, these are all the teams that have had 2 wins, the least wins of anyone. Incredibly, the top 4, Na'Vi, FaZe, G2 Liquid, they've had 40 wins between them of 84.
I mean, that shows what kind of consistency these teams are pushing out there compared to the other teams. We're talking about the other teams having like 4 or 5 wins over these many games. Well, we're on game 85 right now.
Yeah, it's been a long run. You don't need to tell the teams that. Here's a rotation. Iro's just watching Team Liquid passing on by. We are, of course, at the 4-minute mark, so everyone's starting to look for that central position. Na'Vi, of course, in a golden spot. They're the team that everybody is chasing down right now. There's a couple that are hunting for them, and we should point out, there's a lot of bloody money. There's a lot of money. 100,000 for first place. Drop down, 25,000 drop down to 75,000 for second place. So, you know, the battle for first place is pretty big. Here's Gemty coming in straight away onto a Doozy. A Doozy catches the backside of him. Gemty, good play, gets inside, doesn't want to go straight for the jewel. Nice play, hops in the car, make sure he doesn't get run down by Jeems. He's got to get flushed out. There's the backup, and it works out. A Doozy down.
That was a great trade from Gemty coming in there. Jeems came in really hot here with the vehicle. I like it, I like it. He knew that Gemty needed help, and he was there straight away for the backup. He knew even if he would get knocked, Gempty would be out there and just trading that straight away.
Strong compound that they had to fight for, of course. We are looking down. This is all down the southern side of the map. It was a deep south circle. We'll get to that because we didn't really have a chance to talk about it. Samty just ducks inside. That's CrowCrowd, of course, start out and lost the owners, so expecting them to be in position fairly early on.
You gotta be careful when you're this early in the circle to splitting up like that, because you know that Liquid wants to go center and they want to go together. If you start shooting at them, they are gonna crash you. They want to go to you.
Look how slow M19 are moving out of Valadolmar, actually choosing to go the southern route.
It's not a
FaZe
bad
have
move.
actually pulled up on him. So, and fair play to FaZe, they've scouted it enough to see that they're still there, because we're what, 5-6 minutes closing on 5:30, probably expecting M19 to already be long gone, but coming down there, making sure they didn't bump into one another.
I want to see what Raise Your Edge is going to do here. Are they going to go for a compound more towards the inland, or are they going to take something towards the coast? Because we saw last time they were around the coast compound west of them there, making sure that they could rotate over the bridge to the island if it would swap over there.
Watching the rotations of everyone up north, of course, a lot of them in the northern side of the map. It was a long old run for them. That's a slow pull-up from Unity there going up the hillside, giving Na'Vi a decent slice chance to them. Obviously, with it being such a southern plane, it was what, south, so Kumisera lost the owners, the plane cuts across, so everybody up there, it is going to be a long, slow loot strategy, but with the fact that the circle is so deep south, it could benefit them if it takes a northern swing.
It could do. It could do. I mean, you don't need to commit yet to the south side. You see all the teams are committing to the south side right now. They just want to make sure that they can be close to the bridge, making sure they can go over to the island if needed.
Yeah.
But if not, I mean, if you're a little bit slow on the rotation, you could be fine. You could be fine.
If ordinarily, I would say, obviously, you cut off the map. Obviously, you have the south cut off because, you know, there's water.
Yeah.
But you also have lost the owners, and that's a big slice of the circle as well.
Yep.
Outside of last week, I would have said it will pull away from there, but we had so many urban finishes last weekend. I was so jealous sitting at home, because that's what I love, and Lauren and Rich got to cast all of them.
What surprised me so far in this game is how quick a lot of the teams are on the rotation.
That's Navi down 2 now.
Maybe.
Senya, he's not getting up from that one.
That's the first knock. Bestelage is coming in on the left side there, so he might be able to go and save Senya.
You think he's going to get there in time? I'm not sure.
I think the call is made that Senya is safe for the rest right now, and Bestelage is going for it. But you have Liquid as well over there. You got to be careful.
Yeah, they're actually taking the shots on Set. If anything, they're saving Senya because they're taking shots on him. No, Set's actually getting the shots on Bestelage, and I think that may have delayed him enough that Senya will bleed out. We'll see whether it gets confirmed. I believe it should be, and that's going to be Na'Vi down 2 early on. The team that everyone's chasing, you can see them at the top of the table, 643 points. It is still a big climb. FaZe Clan and G2 both hot on their heels.
Brexco up north here, out in the blue, knocked himself with a bike.
That's got to be a good old bike flipping it, yeah.
It happens sometimes, you know. I know the feeling.
Normally it's a buggy for you, isn't it? It's not a bike.
Well, it's Chris is coming in there. He's going to come and save Brexco, so it's going to be all good. They're all going to be safe and sound, but they're going to be late with the rotations.
It's going to have to be a quick res. There we go. We're fine. He's easily gone in there. So just a quick look at FaZe Clan. They've come in on the west. Winstrike now still coming in Valadolmar. TSM and Nip both coming out of Picardo's south side of that. And G2, as you mentioned, the 2 split. They're in Los Leones. We'll see where this circle shrink goes. Everybody else pretty much comfortable in their compounds.
Yeah, looking at this, though, a lot of people think that it will pull away from Los Leones. That's also one of the reasons why everybody's going to the south, because it will either be a south circle or a western one, they think.
Or it goes to the island with M19. down south. Where's he going to go?
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's still possible, but it has pulled. Okay, so this is semi-expected, right?
Yeah.
It pulls away from Los Leones. It actually centered up. It's pretty much a perfect central circle from the original setup. So most teams are happy. The ones, obviously, that were late up north are the ones that are going to struggle. Now, M19, they're going for it. They can just pull up the other side of the bridge. I don't know if they're going to go deep, because Digital Athletics are already in the compound they're heading for.
Ooh, that's some nice shots.
That's a pretty long range.
Yeah.
Yeah, DA and M19 pulling straight up. They're going for the ditch. Oh, no, beautiful death. You've gone too far. Digital Athletics. This is obviously a team that M19 are pursuing to try and get out of relegation. They would love to take DA down.
If they get a knock here, they're definitely gonna commit to it because they know, as you're saying, that they're both fighting for the relegation spots. They don't want to be there. They want to wipe this team as soon as possible. And there's the knock.
Pyro, though's got a clean angle on all of M19 there. Constantine dodging, weaving, realizes where the shots are coming from. Wanderer has to duck down low. Sixmo making a wide open push across the road. Meanwhile, James and Jazza being taken down. That is a very damaged car that Shadow is expertly driving.
And remember, Vitality is also a team down here in the relegation spots, and they cannot have this. They cannot have people losing this early.
D-Mash is kind of pinned on that bridge, but he's also offering an angle that Digital Athletics can't push too deep here. Oh, they're getting shot from up on high. The Knights and D8, they're kind of pinned out. Beautiful death. Don't think there's any coming back for him.
There is definitely not.
Oh, I was just wondering if Sixmo was going to go for it then. I thought that's kind of suicidal to push across there. All right, let's take stock of the situation. What else we got going on? We got ENCE and G2 having a bit of a clash. That's on the eastern side of the circle. G2 did get their revive in, so Chris is coming in with the support. So the two G2 members going to get back up. TSM also coming in. FaZe. We saw the Knights on the hillside. FaZe are actually very close to them. And that's Fast Rail landing himself an M24 shot on Shadow. And that was Kramer going past. So Vitality down 2, because that's Jazza and Kramer down.
Yeah, Vitality down to 2. That's going to be really rough for them. DA down 1 now as well, with a beautiful death actually down. Wait, Shadow's knocked as well? That's only Nasus left then.
That's in. There's no way he's getting to that. There's no way he's getting in to get the revive. So Vitality, they've had the curse of Froz, I'm afraid, in game 1. And currently looking at a possible 16th place in game 1. That would be a terrible start for them. It really would kick their...
Look, well, we can't really see that right now, but just below, just south of M19 on the island right now is Winstrike, and they are closing in on M19 there.
D-Mash was alone on the bridge as well, so even if they just pull up where they are, they're going to have an angle straight across the bridge, and they're going to see Constantine and Wanderer that were down in the ditch. It's going to give them a clean shot on M19, a team that needs all the points they can. Winstrike themselves in 9th place. They are chasing the money. It's 15,000 in 8th place. You know what you get for 9th? Zero. A big fat 0. So I think it's like 3 points difference between them and the Knights, right? So they want all the points they can get right now.
Wait, so it's Knights, it's Winstrike, and who else was it there? Knights, Winstrike.
CrowCrowd?
CrowCrowd.
CrowCrowd down there somewhere, yeah. There goes Shadow bleeding out. Oh, that is a bit of a yoink.
All right, it's going to be rough, but looks like Winstrike do have a boat there with Nuki, or he's looking for a boat, trying to make sure they can take a boat to rotate over to the main island, because taking a bridge right now will be very risky. Not only is M19 over there, but the circle is so close to it that M19 could just hold that and try to hold people out from the western side of the circle.
Big move from ENCE. They've just managed to get in front of G2 on that eastern side. And they've managed to get in the compound before G2 could. So that's going to force them to fight Raise Your Edge nearby as well. Na'Vi here, they are on the edge, the western side of the circle. There's Raise Your Edge. You can see them just grouping together. They went for a bit of a wide split, so good work from them to try and get as much real estate
what is going on here?
They can. FaZe and TSM, this is way out on the western side of the circle, way out on the edge of the blue. And, well, Mexi's got a clean angle. Oh, Gustav goes down. Michael goes down to Fuzz as well. And this is disastrous for TSM. TSM in 5th place, remember. They are a team being chased and pursued by NIP.
The problem there was that all of them kind of stopped and committed to this fight when they should have just kept on going.
Rocky gets away with that. 8C not able to take him down. Rory is higher up, so can kind of catch him out maybe. But it's a risky play, isn't it? It's got too many members, too much against him. Wookie's completely gone.
Wookie has dipped out already. He's going to make sure that, okay, even if Rory dies, we're going to try to go for a position or a placement.
Winstrike may be making their move on the bridge. They did just finish off D-Mash, so M19 down to 3 at the moment as they try and pull away. You see them in the picture-in-picture there. They've decided to leave that ditch and get further into the circle. Wisely so. Rory on foot, making a move for it. G2 and ENCE continuing their fight. G2 trying to surround them. Chris is miles away from the rest of the team, though.
I'm not sure what their game plan is, because that's a very greedy split considering the circle right now.
Oh, my God. Okay, so where's FaZe going to go? FaZe are on this northern swing. We saw them clashing with TSM. but there's nowhere to go. They either come in south now, and they're going to go right into the back of Team Liquid. If they go further round, they may find themselves a little bit of real estate they can squeeze into, maybe further east of CrowCrowd, but as it stands, they're going to have to be some top scouting.
I think they're going to crouch on the tab here and try to come in from that compound. That's one of the best positions.
Barnes, that's the word I'm after. It's been 2 weeks off, and my English language has completely left me. Winstrike, they were across the road. They managed to get in. You can see still Na'Vi. Best Lodge, don't really know what he's looking at. Winstrike down low as they move into position. It's FaZe Clan up in the north. There you go. You can just see them in the picture-in-picture trying to move in. They've got CrowCrowd there. Tab is on his own. The rest of the team, they're in the compound a little further south of him. Team Liquid on the move. They're going across the road as well. They've moved to another compound, so Vitality, well, there was only Nasus left, isn't there? Is just really a simple passenger watching them pass on by.
I mean, once again, good rotation from Liquid, knowing that circle was going to shrink. They were on the move straight away.
Sixmo, he's in trouble. Iroh's already down low. Digital Athletics, they do not want to go down 16th place here. They are on the cusp of relegation. They are being pursued by Winstrike at the moment as they push on. Reels moves in onto Na'Vi. Na'Vi will go 16th place. I'll tell you what, FaZe Clan are going to be looking at that along with G2 and Team Liquid, all thinking we can get that first spot. The chase is on.
Yeah, now they just need to make sure that they can get a good placement and get a lot of kills. Make sure that they build up a good amount of points to actually just maybe even pass Na'Vi on this game.
FaZe and CrowCrowd engaging. Sixmo, the last man standing. M19 just over the other side of the hill. They'd love to get the frag onto him. Winstrike have actually turned around and engaged with the Knights coming up the hillside. Timmy going for the nade. That's actually going to find Drayden, I feel that. We'll get across the side. Drayden will get him down, but the nade will return. Bit of revenge there. FaZe going to get ENCE back on his feet as well. Timmy continuing the nades.
Where are the rest of Winstrike? They should be close by, and they need to back up right now.
Good nades. Good nades coming out from the Knights.
Only
Nookie and
left.
Timmy down. They're going to push on it. Jorski, as they say,
He
the
got
last man.
headshotted.
He just got hit. I think that was by a beautiful Sixmo, sorry. Around the side, Winstrike are going to get wiped, and they go down in 14th place. Their dreams of chasing the top 8 are currently in shatters. FaZe Clan, 3 in a car. That's dangerous as they move around the other side towards Reciprocity.
Not a bad rotation, though. They're still alive, and they can still make something happen. Uba here getting shot by CrowCrowd on the rotation still.
Kimber got eyes on the move.
Lost the tire as well.
3 wheels on his car, but he's found the ditch.
Well, 2 of the wheels are already shot, and it's burning.
Run. He's good. He's safe. He's in. Okay. Let's just take a little look. Everything's calmed down. The circle has shrunk. It's kind of centering up, so it's fine. Everybody's getting in there. Sixmo's still alive, by the way, for D8.
Nas is still alive as well. Last man on Vitality.
M19 taking a lot of shots on the Knights. So FaZe, Uber down in the ditch. Here's
look at
Sixmo.
this.
He's the solo standing for D8. M19, the team that are pursuing them. They're currently on the bubble in relegation. D8 had a torrid week last weekend. It didn't go well for them.
Well, not looking like a great start for him this weekend either right now.
Well, I know the guys in chat love DA. There is a lot of Turkish fans out there. Guys, you're not going to get a remake this weekend. There we go. The Knights, they've just lost Reels and Wanted. That is quick.
Yep.
2 down. Znark out in the blue. This is not looking good for the Knights.
It's going to be really rough for him because Znark is still on the same spot where the others went down, and you still have M19. You have Team Liquid just next to you there.
The thing is for the Knights, it's like while they may well go down here, they've got the 7 kills. More importantly, those kills were on Winstrike, and that's the team that's been chasing them, of course. There's between 8th and 9th, so trying to secure that money. Znark is just going to go out in the blue here.
Going out with 7 kills is not bad. If you can averaging 7 points per game, that's going to be a good weekend.
I mean, it's more than you get for 2nd place. Let's face it. So Znark bleeds out. Tizerin with a nade onto Sixmo. He's been spotted to the last man for DA, but Jeems puts a bullet in the side, forcing or saving Sixmo for a small period. Right, this is a big circle shift. Yeah, it's gone down southwest.
Brazier is currently in the center of the circle there. They're holding a big compound by themselves, and that might be a little bit too greedy. You might want to just consider... Oh, GA out. Yeah.
Team Liquid are picking up quite a few kills here. They're just sneaking those third parties. Ooh,
look how many teams there are on the northeast side there. It's going to be so rough for teams to actually get in there because there's not too much playable area. You're going to need to fight each other.
Yeah, CrowCrowd, who did so much fighting with FaZe, find themselves out in the cold effectively. FaZe have got a massive spread on that northern edge of the circle as well.
That's kind of typical FaZe, though. They want to take control. They want to make sure where you have everyone, and they get a knock there.
They took Haxedi down and Gaxi down, so they're taking on NIP and Reciprocity FaZe at the moment. So 4 kills have counted. Remember, Na'Vi, the team that they are chasing, went down in 16th place. They are hunting for that first place, obviously going in to the Grand Slam, the Classic, as the #1 team would be a big feather in their bow, especially after Phase 1. Fuzz, though, down, and as I mentioned, FaZe had this wide spread, so revives are going to be tricky at the moment.
Well, FaZe goes down and get finished by that nade there, and now they're down to 3. They're not inside the circle yet, and Reciprocity wants to hold them out as much as NIP as well.
CrowCrowd sending it. Sets managed to make it fairly central, but I think Team Liquid see him. It's the shack that they were perhaps looking towards. The rest of the team still up on the left side of our screens here that Gemt is looking at. They're up on the hillside.
He spotted him.
Yeah, they saw it. They saw him sending it for it. ENCE, that is bad timing, son.
He got knocked by zone. I'm pretty sure he got hit just before the zone, when the zone was on him, so that's why he got knocked out there.
ENCE and G2 still going about their business quietly. Raise Your Edge, by the way, is still central. The team that is chasing TSM. And TSM went out obviously quite early on here, so if they can collect a decent amount of points, pressure will very much be on them, as it has been all phase long.
What I don't understand is Set is getting shot by Team Liquid. Set has 3 teammates in the north. They're not doing anything to help him right now.
There's no angle. There's no angle. You just saw it from, I think it was Gemty's view we were looking at, right?
Yeah, but they got to do something. Right now, they're not doing anything at all. They're just running around like headless chickens.
As you can, we're getting a small. That's a nice hit. That's Mexi going down and done. So FaZe, I think, bleeding out here. Uber, the last man standing. He's making a play onto NIP as he gets MBS down. Miraku's already down as well. And Uber just doing Uber things here. He's going to get picked off, though. Shiv will find him, and Reciprocity take down FaZe Clan. Reciprocity themselves chasing and need all the points they can get.
But FaZe Clan did go out with 5 kills. That means 5 points for him, and that's minimizing the gap to Na'Vi itself.
Yep, just closing it down. The circle shrinks. Raise Your Edge now on the edge, and they're going to have M19 and Unity pushing on them. Meanwhile, in the north, what is going on here? Nasus is trying to become a member of Team Liquid. He's like, guys, can I join you? I'm a French guy. You don't have a French guy in Team Liquid. Maybe I could join you.
Oh, this might be huge. Nasus is going to go for it now. He's going to push for it. Look at it. Gets one. Can I get one more?
Oh, EB's going to be so angry. NIP go down in 10th place. Scoom will do the damage and find both Vard and Miraku both going down there. Reciprocity collecting points now. That's going to be 5 kills and counting. But now they're crushing up against ENCE on the south side over the hills, and the nades rain down.
This is a big fight between ENCE and Reciprocity right now.
CrowCrowd and Team Liquid, all sorts of trouble. Set will go down, so Jeems does the damage, but Nasus is causing so many problems from behind. Finally will go down. 9th place for him, but he has just absolutely screwed Team Liquid hard there. Samty, can he get his brother back on his feet? I doubt it, because look at this run against CrowCrowd.
Oh,
here we go. There's Tizerin catching him, and Team Liquid, they completely got undone by one man. We've seen it so many times throughout Phase 2.
Well, we also saw X-Chris there take some shots towards him as well. He got a lot of angles over there, and he's just holding right now, giving information, feeding information to Fast Rail right now.
I gave Chris a pep talk beforehand, because I know Pansy's not here, and you know Chris is her favorite player. And I said, Chris, no pressure.
There you go, 2 points at least right now.
We need 6 kills per game, Chris. That's what I'm expecting. That's the Raise Your Edge push onto TSM. Well, that's a good start. They have a great compound as well.
And Unity out on 7th place there. That's going to give them, at least yield them 1 placement point.
M19 in nade range on Raise Your Edge here. Also means that Raise Your Edge can toss a few back. See Menox just shutting that door. Sampai going down. That's Reciprocity and CrowCrowd crashing into one another on the northern side of the circle. G2 and ENCE, they have to fight each other surely soon as Scoom goes looking for the ditch.
Right now we have 6 teams, and it looks like every 2 teams is fighting each other. Yeah. So you have CrowCrowd and Reciprocity fighting, ENCE and G2 fighting, Raise Your Edge and M19 fighting each other on one corner each of the map.
Scoom just a little peek over, spotted, has to back away to the tree there. I think Shiv was the one that got spotted earlier. They were trying to get the revive on Sampai, so that's going to be Reciprocity finding themselves a 6th kill if that one gets confirmed. Fast Rail being very aggressive for Razor Edge. He's a long way from his team. We've seen this so often throughout Phase 2. He's got to be careful they don't get caught out of position. I
don't agree with what Fast Rail is doing. Even if he gets that knock there, they are still taking a fight against M19 in the south side, and it's so far away.
Wrecker pushing on that. They saw the knock in the kill feed. It's going to be Fast Rail confirming on tab. That leaves Kemba the last man standing. The circle shrinks down over to the eastern side, and ENCE and G2 have been kind of staring at one another throughout this entire match. Finally have to engage, I feel.
This is a very open circle, but look at Razor Edge right now. You see Manox, you see 60. They're committing straight away for this warehouse because they know we need this one. This is what gonna make us win the game if we can take it, if we can hold it out and make sure that M19 can't kill us.
Kemba's still alive out there. Fast Rail hunting for him. I think he may well find him as well. Scoom's keeping an eye on the backside as well, while Chris comes in as support for Fast Rail, so they're going to double push on Kemba in that northern side. Fast Rail just waiting for the support. Now he knows he's got it. Chris is with him, sees him pop up. That gives all the information he needs.
He needs to wait. He needs to wait for Chris to come and help him as well.
Scoom and Shiv heard the shots. He's going to go for it. Gets a little peek around the side. Kemba goes for him, catches him in the head. Chris is nearby. He's going to try and finish it with a nade, and that should be a good nade, I feel.
That might be a good one. Nope.
Just gone a little too far.
Oh, he's trying to smoke off Chris to make sure that he can finish off that kill.
Scoom and Shiv are coming over the brow of the hill as well on the side. They actually may catch Chris out, you know. Chris with the barrel. Just trying to cover it off. Kemba's going to try and push through it. Shiv confirms the kill onto Fast Rail. Menox with the nade. That's down south because the rest of the two players get a push. Chris comes out on top, gets himself another. Kemba goes down. That's CrowCrowd out in 6th.
Down to 5 teams, and the circle is looking grim because there's a lot of open space on this one. It's literally a field.
G2 got the knock, but they didn't push in on ENCE there. Mikaz and Rustanmar. You can see a little bit of a red zone performing on them there. Squeak is the man that was down, but he's back on his feet.
This is a problem with Razor Edge when they committed to the northern side.
Yeah.
Right now, Manox in 60 is alone versus M19 down there on the south side here.
Have to peek. Oh. That's a good peek coming out from Menox there. Constantine's going to go for the second peek. Oh, Menox just nails him. And that's 4 kills and counting for Menox there as M19 fall out in 5th.
Razor Edge currently on 9 kills. That is huge. They could potentially get a 5th place.
TSM, the team that they are chasing down, well, along with Ninjas in Pyjamas after their performance last week, of course. Reciprocity, don't count them out. They still have this hillside, 3 of them alive up there, which is what Chris is trying to do to keep them busy. G2 also with 4 alive down the bottom, and ENCE, of course, with 4 alive. These teams really haven't been too involved. You can see 0 kills for either of them as Sigsy eliminates Chris just like that.
10 kills and counting, and Sigsy with the dirty angle there.
That is cheeky. That's through the fence. Chris and Shiv going at it. Scoom's just off on the little off angle there. Chris realizing, but with that barrel in hand, it's so potent at close range.
Yeah, but at the same time, he don't want to risk it because he knows if he gets knocked there, that might be the win that he's losing, not just one of the members of the team itself. He might be throwing the whole game.
Has to hold this position. Menox and Sigsy actually giving him some support now from range, realizing that G2 are not a threat. So they know the north is the threat right now. There is no pressure. ENCE making a move. They've gone into the fields. You can see it on the minimap. Rafi's going to be the man that has to hold them at bay as Trufli and Mikaz go to try and take the hills. Chris just trying to keep his position. Rafi has not moved. He's actually prone, I believe, as well. So he's not giving anything away. No information. Smoke cloud going down from Chris. He's actually covering off Scoom there, and he wants to take it to a one-on-one with Shiv on the hillside. As Udir still yet to move. Sees Rustanmar going into the smokes. G2 on the move as well. They're pushing across towards Razor Edge.
There's some good tags there. Rafi catches Trifle in the back.
He'd been so prone, staying, waiting. The whole event's they're completely exposed here. They had to move out. You can see Rustanmar down to nothing. He's going to get caught out in the smoke, but still doesn't go down. Shiv tries to peek. Chris still watching this all play out. Rafi picked off. Mikaz with the nades. Where's the support? Sigsy comes around the side. Udir goes down, but Mikaz's nade caught Rafi out. Now Reciprocity, they have to get rid of Chris, and they have. And that causes a problem. Razor Edge, they'd actually pushed around onto G2.
Everyone's basically fighting everyone in down to the last circle here. We know that it's going to shrink to the center, but there's nothing to work with over there.
This high ground position from Reciprocity could be vital, but they have to deal with ENCE over here because now they've lost Rafi. Their flanks are open.
They gotta be careful here.
Sigsy found himself a crate. Rostunmar gets Udir down. Now, does Menox and Sigsy push on that? I wonder. Shiv has himself a long-range angle. You can see Brexco just tracking the Rostunmar. Seeing him. Menox.
Briefly with a nade, not finding anyone.
Level 3 gig onto Sigsy.
Ooh.
Chris bleeds out, but there's Brexco getting caught out. Rostunmar will catch him out. ENCE going to do all they can to get out of that relegation zone. They don't want any of it. M19 going down early gives them a confirmation as Sigsy eats a nade, and that's going to confuse them because they thought they were fighting G2.
As I said, everybody's fighting everyone. Look at this. ENCE now throwing nades towards Raise Your Edge there. Menox, last one
Reciprocity, they're just staying quiet. They could benefit from this so much.
They know that everybody's fighting each other. They look at the kill feed and see that.
They picked off Menox. Now they're going to make the move. But is it too late? They get Mikas down. They got Trifoli and Rostunmar down low. Kane's also there as well. Rostunmar going to get their heal off as Reciprocity tried to move. They've gone for the western side of the circle.
I think ENCE have forgotten about Kane, and right now Kane could spoil it for ENCE here.
G2 on the hunt, chasing down that first spot. They lost their second position to FaZe last week. They're going to want that back. That's a big leap between $55,000 and $75,000 between second and third. Shiv and Scoob, Reciprocity, can they get the win here? It would mean so much for them to get the weekend started with a win. Rostunmar goes down. He bleeds out. It's a 2-on-2. Trifoli and Squeaky versus Shiv. Scoob finds Squeaky. It's all on Trifoli. Gets around the side. Scoob going big. Shiv comes in, and Reciprocity will take the first game of the final week here. It's a 13-kill game as well. 23 points. Unfortunately for them, ENCE are one of the teams they're chasing, but it's Digital Athletics that are now in trouble.
Exactly. Even though I said I thought that Reciprocity could be able to make it, them and Vitality, I didn't think that Reciprocity would pull it off this big and get themselves the win with 13 kills. That is huge for them right now. That is an amazing start for the weekend.
It puts them ahead of M19, I'm pretty certain. It's going to be very tight on the points. And as I mentioned, Digital Athletics, they are in danger now of being caught up. They have to be careful. ENCE themselves, you know, great second performance. They didn't have a great deal of kills because them and G2 both stayed very quiet throughout. Remember, Rage Red's 10 kills, I believe they had.
Yeah, and ENCE got, what, 5, 6 kills? Something like that. Second place, hey, that's still 11 points or so, 11, 12 points. That's really good.
But Raise Your Edge, what? So they went out, I think, 5th, wasn't it? 5th place, 10 kills.
4th place, wasn't it?
Is it 4th? You may have been. Actually, you are correct. That is going to be tight.
That's going to be a lot of points.
So if you've been watching all season long, these are the markers that we're looking at. Obviously, the top 5 is all about the Grand Slam. Yes, that's great. There's also a hell of a lot of money. So you've also got the line between 8th and 9th. That is the cutoff, the money. 15,000 for 7th and 8th, 0 for 9th. So that's another change. And of course, then we're looking at relegation. Relegation is going to be coming in next week.